All right, so we're checking out the new ENGWE L20 V2, a new model here for 2024. I reviewed the first version in about a year ago. I think it's about 10 months ago, May of 2023. One of my more popular e-bike videos. And before I get into the video, I do want to remind you that there is a giveaway going on right now from March 1st to the 31st. I think it's this bike and some other accessories. I'll link that in the video description if you guys are interested in entering. Also, during this promotion period, I believe it is $200 off for early bird buyers. So it'll be $7.99 instead of $9.99. All right, so the biggest change for this year is the fact that the bike is now foldable. We have the folding mechanism here, of course, down at the base of the bike. And the bike's a little bit lighter this year as well. It's 68.3 pounds now. Obviously, to make it a little more portable and versatile versus 74.8 pounds from last year. So they lighten up the bike a little bit. You got the same front and rear racks as before. And I believe it's the same weight rating. So this one here, it's 8 kilograms for the front one. And the rear one is 25 kilograms. So you're able to carry some cargo. That's the theme of this bike, is to transport some groceries, that kind of thing, if you want to use it as a commuter bike. So they did a bunch of performance updates on the V2. We have a new motor now. It is now a 52 volt instead of a 48 volt, and still 750 watts nominal power, but the peak power is now 1125 watts instead of 1000 watts. And we have an increase in torque from 50 newton meters in the V1 to now 75 newton meters in the V2. So this will definitely be easier to go up certain kinds of inclines, hills, that kind of thing. The new higher power motor here is going to get you up those inclines, like I think up to 15 degrees without any issues. So with the 52 volt power system here, we have a 52 volt battery, still 13 amp hours. And I think the range is now up to 80 miles on this battery while using pedal assist. The top speed on this power setup has changed from 25 miles per hour, I think that was both on pedal assist and throttle, to now it's 20 miles per hour on throttle. I think that's to keep the class 2 rating. But on pedal assist, it will go burst up to 28 miles per hour, so you can get more speed if you're pedaling. Another change they've added this year is they've added a seat post suspension here. So now we have, in addition to the front fork suspension, of course, same as last year, we have a lockout and adjustment. That's the same, but now we have a seat post suspension in the middle here, so that should help smooth out the ride a little bit. They changed the tires this year, so instead of 20x4, which are perhaps overkill for most people that perhaps aren't going to be using this in an off-road setting 100% of the time, they're going with a 20x3 inch setup here, so you can still do a little bit of off-roading on this one. Perhaps not as extreme, but it's going to be more suitable to people that are commuting this in urban environments. So that's I think that's a plus. It's going to make the bike a little bit lighter and a little bit more efficient. Got the same 7-speed Shimano Churney derailleur here in the back, and the same SIS shifter here in the handlebar. And you can see here now we have a sort of a flat style handlebar because the bike folds. So last year's model had a BMX style handlebar. This one folds, so now it's going to be straight, and the height is adjustable here on this lever, and then you can fold it down over here. Still have the same front headlight here that attaches to the front rack, and we still have the rear brake light that activates via the brake lever. And we've got metal fenders here in the rear and in the front. And now we have a larger disc brake for a larger power setup here. This is a 180 millimeter rotor versus 160 millimeters from last year. Still mechanical disc brakes, but they went with a bigger disc brake here for the extra power and speed. So another thing they've changed here and added is the new color LCD display. Last year's was a black and white, like small display over here on the left. They have color here. It's a little hard to see at this viewing angle with the camera, but you can see its color. You got this green battery indicator here, speedometer, a pedal assist level, you got your mileage on here, and then you can change information here, pressing this button here. You have your odometer and other statistics here. Over here on the left is your controller. This turns on and off the headlights here. This is the power button over here. and then plus and minus for your up and down on your pedal assist. And then you have your bell here. Same brake levers as last year and grips. And you have these nice little rubber grips here on the brake levers themselves. Pretty nice. And again, the battery is removable. You have to just lift up on the seat like last year's. That'll pop up, and then you can pop this up. And of course, you have to unlock the battery with the key there. It's currently locked in. Then you can lift out the battery, and then you can just charge it via this port right here. But you can take the battery out if you want to charge it outside the bike. And of course, because this is a folding bike, the pedals do fold down as well. And taking a look at the frame here, so we got it's kind of a rose pink color. It's available in black and a green color as well. It doesn't really come out in camera that well, and it looks really different from the photos on the website. It's got a little bit of a shimmer. It looks a little bit more reddish than pinkish, in my opinion. Matte finish, not glossy. Looks pretty good. I think you'll have to be into the pink colors to really enjoy it. Frame construction seems fairly solid, at least in terms of the welds. I don't see anything terrible. I mean, I've seen better on much more expensive bikes, but this one being under $1,000 is right in line with the price point. Oh, and the controller box here is in the bottom here underneath the battery. And there is a guard here for when you fold down the bike so that you're not sitting on the chain. So there's a guard there as well. Oh, and the last thing I've noticed that in terms of the difference is the wheels. We have a spoke system here instead of the mag rims that we had from last year. So I don't remember exactly what the seat felt like from last year's bike. I gave that bike away. Actually, if you're the winner of that bike, let me know down in the comments how the bike's doing. I actually am curious if it's holding up well. I think this is a little bit different seat. It's fairly firm, but it's got good support. It's comfortable. And with the seat post suspension, I feel it rides fine. As long as you're not going too much extreme off-roading, it should be okay. So in terms of putting the bike together, fairly straightforward. You have to put the front wheel on and front fender, as well as the front rack and front headlight. The handlebar just needs to be stuffed into the post. It's just kind of loose in the box, but everything was very well wrapped up in foam and lots of zip ties, so it came very well packaged. No really complaints in terms of how it ride, no damage whatsoever. It was very, very secure, and the build only took me about 20 minutes to put together. All right, so that's enough talking about the bike. Let's go ahead and give it a ride test. We'll see how the speed is on different levels of throttle and pedal assist, and I'll give you my thoughts at the end in terms of how the bike rides overall. All right, let's try the pedal assist test here on level 1. Not a ton of power on level 1. Speed's building slowly, 8 miles an hour. 8.5. All right, so it's level 2. A little bit more speed here, 9.4, 9.5, not too much faster. All right, level 3, oh, big burst of speed. 14.8 miles per hour, 15. All right, let's go level 4. All right, huge burst of speed. 20.7. Wow, that's fast. Okay, let's go to level 5. And 26. 27. 27 and a half. 28.1. 28.7. Oh. All right, so yeah, it goes 28 plus on pedal assist, but I'm not, what's kind of funny is I'm pedaling, but I'm not really adding any speed for my efforts. It's just all motor, but because it's, because you're pedaling, I guess it's, I don't know, different from throttle only, and you can get more speed. So let's turn around here and let's go just throttle only here. And it should just go up to 20 miles per hour. Yep, 20.7 right away, and it stays right there. All right, gonna do a little bit of off-roading here in the grass. It's kind of wet. And it's fine, no problem. I'm not going that fast. Ride's okay, nothing great. But you can do a little bit of off-roading in the grass there, no problem. So regarding like cruise control on the throttle, I think there might be a way to turn it on via the controller, but I'm not sure how to do it on this model. If anyone knows, let me know in the comments. But in lieu of cruise control, what you do is just, because it's a half twist throttle, you can just kind of pull it a little bit. So I'm on pedal assist level, or on level 5, and it looks like it doesn't really matter what throttle level or pedal assist level you're on. It just gives you full power. Yeah. So you can control your speed and do a little bit of cruise control by just twisting the throttle a little bit. And then what it does is, it seems like it kind of turns the throttle on and off at that point to maintain your speed. So it kind of comes on and off and on and off a little bit. Yeah. It's not that noticeable, but it's something I picked up here. It's not terrible, but I think that you can control your speed that way. So again, we have the seat post suspension here as I'm bouncing up and down. You can definitely see it working. The last year's model wasn't terrible to ride either. Unless you're doing a lot of off-roading, it's probably not going to matter too much. But this is going to give you a slightly more comfortable ride than without the seat post suspension, of course. But overall, the bike feels pretty similar to last year's model. Yeah, so overall, definitely an improvement over last year's model. Got more power, more performance. The bike is more versatile. You can fold it down, take it in your car to like a location you want to bike at. And so this is definitely a more versatile bike, more useful. It's going to be more useful for a lot more people. In terms of like its functionality, obviously it needs to carry cargo, just like before. And it's a nice bike overall for the money. E-bikes are starting to come down in price, which is great. If you want to check it out, the link will be down in the video description. That'll do it for this video. I'll talk to you guys in the next one.